Hello everybody, it's Amanda here. As you can see, this video is not pertaining to video games and the like. If you follow me on Twitter, you will know that I've been thinking about doing a few art-related videos and stuff. You probably already know that I do some drawing and things like that, and if some of you are really observant, you've been noticing that I've been doing a kind of a little series of watercolor, where I basically just do kind of like a cute version of some of my favorite characters from either video games or anime, or, you know, just characters that really stand out to me. My favorite characters that stand out to me. And yeah, I've been doing a little series of those. As you can see right now, I'm drawing Clementine from the Walking Dead games, Season 2, because at this point she has seen some stuff, and now she's ready to kick some zombie butt. So, yeah, right now I'm actually inking it. I already did the sketch because I was a little nervous about whether I could do a sketch, whether I could sketch on camera. I wasn't sure. The chances of me pulling off a good sketch while recording was probably slim to none. But so I decided to do the sketch off camera. But to ink it and do the color in the recording. So I'm inking using the Pigma Micron pens, and later on I will be watercoloring using, I think it's like Artist Loft tube watercolor paints. So, yep, and I'm erasing the original sketch because we don't need that anymore. We have the lovely inking, and that's some blood splatters because she put an axe in a zombie's head. Now, as you can see, I got the brush out right now, but I'm not actually putting any pigment down on the page. I'm actually saturating the paper first because I'm going to do the background. And I kind of like these backgrounds to be kind of loose and flowy. So to get that effect, I, make the paper wet already, but only in the background. As you can see, it's kind of flowing freely, but it's only flowing where I put the water. Now, I'm pretty new to watercolor still, but something that I've learned pretty quickly is that wherever the water let me rephrase that, not sounding like an idiot. Wherever the water goes, the paint, wherever the water is, the paint wants to go. So, I kind of use that as a guideline when I'm doing my backgrounds, so I can go ahead and put my base water down in the background. That way it won't bleed into the actual figure too much. But we got our background taken care of. Now I'm starting on her cool little hat. This one, since it's kind of in a world where, like, she's gonna be kind of dirty and messy or whatever, I'm going to make it a little messy and splotchy. As you can see there, like I said, I'm pretty new to watercolor, to be honest with you, and I'm still trying to get even washes. If you look in the background, like on the right hand side next to her arm, I have kind of an uneven wash, and what I just did there, I sped the video up. I do not paint this but if you saw right there, I actually hit the brush with paint loaded on the brush, and that did sort of a little splatter effect. Oh yeah, okay, so this character was actually a little bit difficult for me as far as the skin tone, because Clementine's not white. She's like a really light African American, or I don't know, maybe she's like Hispanic. I don't know. I think she's African American. Anyway, it was really difficult for me to get the skin tone because, she's black, but she's really light-skinned. So I think at first I thought I had a good skin tone, but then I didn't realize, the watercolor dries lighter than what it is originally. So when it dries, it's lighter, and it actually, she looks more white. Whoops, my bad. I can barely get a good white skin tone, much less a skin tone for a person of color. So I apologize for that. But I did have that in mind, and I really did try to get the right skin tone for her. So anyway, right now I'm putting in some shading. Some fun little tip that I learned from who knows where is if you want to put some shadow, instead of just doing gray or black for the shadow, you should actually choose kind of like a color that's close on the color wheel to what the main color was. So with that blue hat, I chose purple for the shadow. And like, I'm really new to coloring as well, so I might not even know what I'm talking about. So, but the big no-nos that I have heard is that you don't want to use like gray or black mainly as your shadow color, and you don't necessarily want to use just a darker blue or a darker purple. You kind of want to like I said, I'm pretty new with color, so I can't really explain it. I just know that the no-nos are, don't necessarily go, if you're shading something that the local color is blue, don't go with a darker blue. Just go with a different color. What color that is, I don't know. I'm still experimenting, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So anyway, as you can see right here, when I'm coloring her hair, first of all, I actually mixed my own black. I have a black tube, but I mixed it myself, and it actually taught me quite a bit. How did I mix the colors to be black? I don't know. I just sort of played around with colors. Like I said, I don't really know a whole lot of color theory, but I basically mixed some purple and red, I believe, and some brown until it kind of got to like it's kind of on the bluish side of black, but yeah. I don't have a black in my watercolor set, so I had to mix it. But yeah. But it's definitely been a experience for me trying to kind of teach myself how to do some drawings. And here's me doing exactly what I said not to do earlier, using a darker purple to shadow or to do shading. But a lot of times I go to dark purple to shade. So I wasn't sure what other color to choose. I don't know. I mean, if any of you guys are proficient at watercolor, please, for the love of God, I could use the tutelage. I'm still learning. I'm still very, very new to it. Or just to color in general. So right now I got the Pigma Micron out again. I was thinking that the background was looking a little boring, so I went and I drew or suggested some zombies in the background. Also, at this time, I was kind of having a hard time finding a dry spot to draw on, because you can't really go back in with your pen on wet watercolor. It'll mess up your pen and it won't come out right. So I had to wait. I had to be patient. That's another thing that watercolor is really teaching me to do, is to be patient. Well, I believe we are coming up on the end of this video relatively soon. I think and there's my signature. I've sort of been perfecting my signature. I don't know if that's what I want to keep it as, but I think the last thing I decided to do here is to put a base layer down on that little horde of zombies in the background. That way you can sort of tell that it's, a different entity from that red background that you see there. And I actually think it worked out well. So anyway, here's my drawing of Clementine from the Telltale games The Walking Dead. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my process. Hopefully I'll be making more of these. I will see you guys later. Have a good evening.